Okay. Going up today is the menstrual cycle graphing activity. And remember, you are getting this before you get the content. So if you want to read about the content beforehand, maybe a little guidance, maybe a little more help, chapter 21, section 3 gives you more information than you're going to need to know, but it will also give you a little bit of help here. This is supposed to help you to learn, which is why I'm putting this up first. All right, so what are you going to need? You're going to need, boys and girls, colored pencils and pens. Colored pencils, not pens, sorry, no pens. Colored pencils, set pen when you do the questions, and of course this lab paper and graph paper. I think it would be a lot better for this activity if you do this with the old-fashioned pencil and paper graph paper. It'd be a lot easier. It can be done on computer, but it can't be done the way that's going to direct you. You got to figure out a way to get this on there. But graph paper is the best. You know, you can search around to your friends. If they have graph paper, they can put it in their mailbox, and you can go over to their house and get a few pieces out of their mailbox. You got to have graph paper. It's math, after all. All right. So I am talking about the graphing procedures. You guys can figure out the questions. You don't need me for the cues. They're based on that. But if you notice, the graph, the sample graphs on how to set it up are on page 3. So I'm going to go to a smart board that I made up as well to go along with this. Of course, bring it up. And the reason why it's meant to be done by pencil and paper is this. This in science is what we call 2 graphs in 1. So you'll notice each of the y-axis, there are 2 y-axes here. You've got a FSH on one side, you got an LH. You're going to separate, you're going to prepare the graph paper but when you do the axes, all right, you're going to have one for days below, that's standard 0 to 28. Though, of course, remember, try to stretch it out. So maybe 2 boxes could be one day. If you have enough room, don't scrunch the graph. You want a good-looking graph done in pencil. All right, so you're going to graph each number. You can see on page 2 of the lab, if you're looking, there are 4 sets of data, one for FSH, one for LH, one for estrogen, one for progesterone. So 2 pieces of graph paper minimum. Pencil graph paper. All right, you can use the figure titles, all of that kind of stuff that you see there. But you notice when you prepare the axes, this 0 here counts for the number of days and for FSH concentration, while this 0 here counts only for LH and has nothing to do with your graph. So graph, you read days left to right, and then you plot. Now I know you can figure this out. You're graphing. You're all geometry people. All right, so how do you do this? You find the data from FSH. So you see the first data for FSH, let's say it's 10 units per milliliter, and this is day 1. Bam, there goes your point. You find your first one for LH. Let's suppose it's 60. All right, there's your 60 line, but day 1 is still over here. Bam. That's why it's really good for you to do it in 2 different kinds of colored pencil. Same thing with the sex hormones. Below, you're going to prepare 2 different axes right here, one for estrogen and one for progesterone, while also maintaining the same kind of box length